Ever imagined growing your own culinary paradise right in your backyard? Picture the joy of stepping into your garden, the scent of fresh basil, rosemary and thyme filling the air. Imagine the satisfaction of plucking your own homegrown herbs, adding that fresh, vibrant flavor to your cooking. Not to mention the aesthetic appeal of a lush, green space right there in your backyard. It's more than just a garden, it's a sanctuary, a source of inspiration, a testament to your green thumb. Let's turn that dream into a reality. Choosing the right herbs is the first step to starting your garden. Variety is the spice of life, and that applies to your herb garden too. Consider common herbs like basil, perfect for your pesto or salad, or perhaps rosemary, a fragrant addition to your roasted dishes. Their growth requirements are quite similar. Plenty of sunlight and well-drained soil. Now let's get a bit adventurous. Ever heard of lemon balm? This unique herb not only adds a citrusy zing to your teas, but also attracts pollinators to your garden. And there's the hardy horseradish, a perennial that's not fussy about the soil it grows in, and can give your meals a spicy kick. Remember, it's all about choosing herbs that match your culinary needs and the growth conditions you can provide. With the right herbs, you're already halfway to building your own culinary paradise. A healthy garden starts with healthy soil. This statement couldn't ring any truer. You see, soil is the lifeblood of your garden. It's where your herbs will draw their nutrition, so it's essential to get it right from the start. So, how do we prepare the soil for our herbs? It's a simple process that involves a few key steps. Let's dive in. The first step is to clear the area. You want to remove any rocks, sticks, or other debris that might hinder the growth of your plants. This creates a blank canvas for your herb garden. Next, we turn to composting. Compost is organic material that has decomposed, and it's a fantastic way to enrich your soil. You can make your own compost at home from kitchen scraps like fruit and vegetable peels, coffee grounds, and eggshells. It's a great way to reduce waste and create nutrient-rich soil for your garden. After composting, it's time to turn the soil. This is to ensure the compost is well distributed throughout the soil. It also loosens up the soil, making it easier for the roots of your herbs to penetrate and establish themselves. Then, we need to test the soil pH. Herbs generally prefer a slightly acidic to neutral pH, somewhere around 6 to 7. You can easily test your soil's pH using a home testing kit, which you can find at your local gardening store. If the soil is too acidic or alkaline, don't worry. You can adjust the pH with materials like lime or sulfur. The final step is to add some organic matter. This could be compost, well-rotted manure, or leaf mold. Organic matter improves the soil structure, helps retain water and nutrients, and promotes the growth of beneficial microorganisms. So there you have it. With these steps, you can prepare your soil and create a nurturing environment for your herbs to thrive. Remember, good soil is the foundation of a healthy garden, and it's worth investing time to get it right. With the soil ready, it's time to plant. Planting your herbs is a crucial step in your garden journey. The act of tucking these little green gems into the earth is a delightful experience filled with anticipation and hope. So, let's get started. First, you'll want to make sure you're planting at the right time. Generally, herbs prefer to start life outdoors when the risk of frost has passed. However, if you're working with seedlings you've nurtured indoors, they'll need a bit of a transition period. This process, known as hardening off, involves gradually exposing your seedlings to outdoor conditions over a week or two. When it comes to the actual planting, each herb is a little different, but there are some common guidelines to follow. You'll want to dig a hole that is roughly double the width of your herb's root ball and just as deep. This gives the roots plenty of room to spread out and settle into their new home. As you lower your herb into the hole, make sure it sits at the same level it was growing at before. Then, backfill the hole with soil, firming it gently around the base of the plant. Remember, the soil should be firm, but not compacted. You want those roots to have room to breathe. Now let's talk spacing. This is where your garden plan comes in handy. Herbs like basil, rosemary, and sage need about 2 feet of space to spread out, while smaller herbs like parsley and cilantro can get by with about a foot. If you're planting in pots, 1 herb per pot is a good rule of thumb. Water is the lifeblood of your garden, so give your newly planted herbs a good drink, but be careful not to overwater. Most herbs prefer their soil like a wrung-out sponge, moist but not waterlogged. And there you have it. You've taken the leap and planted your herbs. You're one step closer to that culinary paradise you've been dreaming of. Remember, patience is key. It may take some time, but soon enough you'll see those first sprigs of green poking through the soil. Now that your herbs are in the ground, it's time to care for them. Taking care of your garden is an ongoing task, but the rewards are worth it. This labor of love is much more than a chore. It's an opportunity to connect with nature and watch your hard work flourish. Watering is a fundamental part of garden care. But remember, different herbs have different hydration needs. Most herbs prefer a good soak followed by a period of drying out, rather than constant moisture. Overwatering can lead to root rot and other diseases, so let your herbs guide you. If leaves start wilting or turning yellow, it's often a sign that they might be getting too much water. Weeding is another essential task. Weeds compete with your herbs for nutrients, water, and sunlight. Regularly removing these invaders will ensure your herbs have the resources they need to thrive. But don't just yank them out. Be gentle to avoid disturbing the roots of your herbs. Pest control can be a challenge, but it's not impossible. Many pests are deterred by the strong scents of herbs, but some may still find their way into your garden. In such cases, opt for organic solutions. For instance, a spray made from a mixture of water and mild dish soap can be effective against many pests. Maintaining a healthy herb garden also means keeping an eye on your herbs' growth. If they start to look overcrowded, it might be time to thin them out. This means removing some plants to give the others more space. Think of it as giving your herbs room to breathe. And finally, don't forget to feed your garden. A balanced organic fertilizer can do wonders for your herbs' health and productivity. But remember, less is more. Over-fertilizing can do more harm than good. Gardening is a journey, not a destination. It's about learning, experimenting, and growing along with your plants. And it's about the joy of nurturing something and watching it thrive. So don't be disheartened if things don't go perfectly right away. Patience, persistence, and a little bit of love will go a long way. With proper care, your garden will thrive. And in return, it will provide you with fresh, flavorful herbs and the deep satisfaction of knowing you grew them yourself. The best part of having a herb garden is enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's a moment of pure satisfaction when you realize that you've nurtured these vibrant greens from a tiny seed to a flourishing plant. But when exactly is the right time to harvest your herbs? As a rule of thumb, it's best to harvest just before the plant starts to flower. This is when the leaves are most flavorful. To harvest, simply snip off the tops of the plants and leave 2/3 of the plant intact. This will encourage further growth and ensure a continuous supply of your favorite herbs. Once harvested, your herbs can be used immediately for a burst of fresh flavor in your meals. Alternatively, they can be dried or frozen for future use. Storing your herbs properly is key to preserving their flavor, so whether it's sprinkling fresh basil on your pizza or adding dried rosemary to your roast, you're set to enjoy the fresh, homegrown flavors right from your garden. Growing your own herb garden is more than just a hobby. It's an invitation to immerse yourself in nature's beauty, a dance with the earth that rewards you with fragrant gifts of basil, rosemary, and mint. It's the thrill of watching a tiny seed sprout into a flourishing plant, nurtured by your own hands. It's the satisfaction of stepping out into your backyard and snipping fresh herbs for your dinner. Gardening is therapy for the soul. The simple act of tending to your plants, feeling the soil between your fingers, and breathing in the fresh air, it all works wonders to relieve stress. It's a sanctuary where you can escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life, a tranquil oasis that calms your mind and brings you peace. And let's not forget the physical benefits. Gardening is a great form of exercise, working out your muscles as you dig, plant, and weed. It's a gentle way to stay active, promoting physical health while you cultivate your green thumb. Finally, gardening is about transformation. It's the magic of turning a barren patch of earth into a vibrant garden, brimming with life. It's the pride of seeing your efforts bloom into a thriving ecosystem, a testament to your dedication and care. So why not take the plunge? Start your herb garden today and discover the joy of gardening.